Vietnam in the wrath of Typhoon Bualoi. Welcome to the news on VTV Tien channel. Ladies and gentlemen, tornado devastates Ninh Binh, leaving behind tragedy and lessons of survival. The dawn of a tragic day at dawn on September 29, 2025, while most residents of Ninh Binh were still asleep. An unexpected natural disaster struck with devastating force. Within only a few hours, a violent tornado, generated by the circulation of Typhoon No. 10 Bualoi, turned this once peaceful land into a battlefield of destruction. The winds howled like thousands of furious beasts released at once, tearing through everything in their path. Roofs were ripped off and hurled into the sky, trees were uprooted, walls crumbled, and power poles snapped like twigs. In the pitch darkness, screams, the clash of metal sheets, and the cries of children blended with the terrifying roar of the wind, creating a mournful symphony that no one here will ever forget. Vice Chairman of the Ninh Binh People's Committee, Tran An Dung, stated, between 3 o'clock and 5 a.m., the tornado swept through multiple communes, causing particularly severe consequences. At least 6 people lost their lives, 7 others were injured. Dozens of houses collapsed, and hundreds more lost their roofs. The material and emotional damages are immeasurable. The pain at the epicenter, Thinh Long commune, was among the first and hardest hit areas. The small one-story homes, already fragile, could not withstand the storm's fury. In Cluster 3, entire families barely escaped with their lives as roofs collapsed just seconds after they fled. One local recounted in shock, "The wind was so strong. We heard it whistling, then suddenly the roof was gone, flying like a banana leaf. Everyone just held on to each other and ran out. If we had hesitated even a moment, we wouldn't be standing here now." Tragically, one resident lost their life instantly, struck by a collapsing wall. Several others were seriously injured, among them children and the elderly. The most vulnerable when chaos strikes. On social media, shocking videos shared by locals showed a towering funnel spiraling skyward, lifting debris and spinning it violently. The terrifying scene resembled a disaster movie from Hollywood, yet it was real and unfolding in the heart of Vietnam. Quy Nhat, Yen Con, villages turned to rubble after tearing through Thinh Long. The tornado charged into Quy Nhat commune and quickly swept toward Yen Con district. In just moments, entire neighborhoods of red-tiled houses collapsed into piles of rubble. Village roads, once peaceful, were now littered with mangled corrugated iron, shattered wood beams, and fallen power lines, forming a dangerous black web across the ground. Locals described the horror. "It all happened too fast. Within minutes, we could no longer recognize our own village. Homes, farms, trees, everything vanished as if it had never existed." At Hai Anh commune, the winds were so intense that they snapped 30 power poles, plunging the area into total blackout. Several homes collapsed completely, leaving only jagged brick walls standing like broken teeth amid the ruins. Desperate residents clawed through the rubble with bare hands to salvage what little remained. Infrastructure collapse. Danger still looms according to Ninh Binh Power Company. By 11 a.m. on September 29, a staggering 184 power poles had snapped, 230 meters of power lines torn apart, 67 insulators shattered, and 66 electrical cabinets destroyed. This disaster cut off electricity to over 8,600 customers across the province. The previous night, part of a coastal dike had also given way, forcing rescue teams to work through torrential rain in a desperate attempt to reinforce it. Experts now warn that weakened dikes and damaged infrastructure could worsen flooding risks in the coming days, as heavy rains from the storm's circulation continue. Authorities in emergency response. As soon as the disaster struck, the People's Committee of Quy Nhat and the Ninh Binh provincial government mobilized all forces, police, soldiers, medical teams, and local militia. They divided into specialized groups. Teams rushed the injured to hospitals for emergency treatment. Others evacuated residents from high-risk zones. Groups worked to reinforce homes and clear blocked roads. Separate teams secured assets and crops, preventing theft and further damage. Vice Chairman Tran An Dung stressed, "We are following the principle of the 4 on the spot motto: on-site leadership, on-site manpower, on-site resources, and on-site logistics. The top priority is saving lives. Rebuilding can come later." Families of victims were given immediate support and condolences from local leaders. Meanwhile, rescue teams continued searching through rubble, as many feared victims might still be trapped beneath collapsed structures. Beyond Ninh Binh, a trail of destruction. Typhoon Bualoi did not spare Ninh Binh alone. Over September 27 to 28, torrential rains lashed Quang Tri, Hue, Da Nang, and Thanh Hoa, triggering widespread devastation. Preliminary reports confirmed at least 5 deaths and missing persons, 2 of them swept away by floodwaters. In Phua Thien Hue, entire rows of homes lost their roofs, exposing wooden beams to the stormy sky. In Quang Tri, fields of rice and corn ready for harvest were submerged in floodwaters, wiping out months of labor. Across the central provinces, long accustomed to natural disasters, communities once again found themselves on the front line of nature's fury. Echoes of pain. What happened in Ninh Binh on that fateful morning was not just about winds, roofs, or snapped power poles. It was about human lives. The fragility of existence in the face of nature's wrath, and the resilience of communities bound together by solidarity. Images of soldiers carrying the elderly on their backs through flooded streets, doctors treating patients on muddy ground, neighbors sharing bread and water with one another, all became powerful reminders of Vietnam's spirit of unity. A harsh warning: the tornado of September 29 will be remembered by Ninh Binh residents as a living nightmare. But beyond that, it stands as a stark warning. Climate change is making extreme weather more violent and unpredictable than ever before. Regions once considered safe from tornadoes, like Ninh Binh, are no longer immune. Every family, every community, must now raise awareness, strengthen infrastructure, and prepare detailed emergency plans to avoid paying the ultimate price when disaster strikes again. Thank you for watching the news. Please subscribe to the channel to follow the next news.